You're a giver. And the cool thing about givers is the more and more you give, the more people trust you. You're a person who has a servant heart. And I hold a little book here in my hand called The Go Giver. And it's a little story about a powerful business idea, which is the more that we give, the more we're open to receive. I think it was Zig Ziglar who said that you can have anything you want in this world if you just help enough people get what they want. And that servant heart, that willingness to just do whatever it takes to help other people is what drives, I think, great business. It's what also drives great relationships, right? It's me being willing to put aside what I think are my greatest needs and wants and desires to help you achieve yours. And then vice versa, that person reciprocating that. And I think all too often our society, especially for those of us that provide goods and services in the form of our business, we get so focused on giving that sometimes we forget how powerful it is to ask. And when you look at God, God asks a lot of us. There's the 10 Commandments. There are other things that we are asked to do so that we can be a part of his kingdom and take care of our brothers and sisters here on this earth. And there is no shame in asking. And becoming a good and grateful receiver, not just a good and grateful giver, can be challenging at times when we are so used to doing for others before doing for ourselves. There's a great verse in the Bible. It's in Matthew chapter 7, verses 9 through 11. And it says, what man is there of you whom if his son asks for bread, will give him a stone? Or if he asks a fish, will give him a serpent? And then he answers his own question. And Jesus says, if ye then, being evil, know how to give good gifts unto your children, how much more shall your Father, which is in heaven, give good things to them that ask him? And yet sometimes it's really hard to ask for what it is that we believe that we need and want. Maybe you feel like you're being selfish. Maybe you feel like everybody will lose respect for you if you begin asking for what it is that you need. And there's this challenging thing where when we are selling something, we don't want to feel as if we're making it all about money, right? And some salespeople have a hard time asking for something in return for what it is that they're providing. And I think that's just silly, because what you're really doing is you're devaluing what it is that you are giving to them by not asking for something in return. And so a very simple way to overcome this is to just ask yourself, how valuable is my offering to this person? And if I don't ask for something in return, in exchange for what I'm providing, then what am I doing to the value of what it is that I am giving? And we're also taking away from them an opportunity to be a giver as well, to have that good fortune and the blessings that come as they, in turn, return what it was that you gave to them by them saying, I am grateful to the extent of this, whether it be money or a trade or time or their attention. So as you think about where you're at today in your life and you think about where you're going, my question is, what is it that you're not asking for, which, if you were to receive, would speed up and make this journey that you're on so much better? Now, as you're watching and listening to this, it's easy to just kind of let all this kind of go through one ear and hopefully stick to something inside your brain and go right out the other. And I've recently started taking notes again, like I did when I was in school. And I'm doing this because I actually want to retain what I am remembering, and not only retain it, but I want to put it to use. And so I'm writing things down and I'm asking myself questions and I'm making commitments. So I know that you may be driving, or you may be cleaning the house, or on a jog right now. And yet I invite you to just pause for just 15 seconds And answer this question and actually write it down. What is it that you're not asking for? Which, if you were to receive, would speed up your journey and or make it so much better. Now, I think sometimes we don't ask for things because we don't believe we deserve them. When I coach people and I talk to them about the best year of their life, and then we go through what that means to them and what we'll do for them and what will change and whose lives will be blessed when they accomplish, this best year of their life, I will often say after they paint this beautiful picture for me, I'll say, don't you deserve that, honestly? And it's shocking how many people hesitate because they don't feel that they're deserving. And isn't that not only devaluing what it is that you have to offer the world, but devaluing yourself? Would you ever say that about someone you truly love? A favorite customer or client? A favorite family member or friend? Would you ever say, no, they're not deserving of that? I invite you to stop it. Stop devaluing what it is that you deserve. There's a great verse in the Bible that says, if you could ask for everything that God would be willing to give you, there would not be room enough to open the windows of heaven to pour down everything that you are capable of and, I believe, deserving of receiving. The challenge is we just don't ask for it because we're so used to giving. And we sometimes believe that if we ask, then people are going to feel like, this is all about me. Well, guess what? It is all about you. If you don't get your needs met, if you don't ask for what it is that fulfills your greatest desires, that makes you just want to shout from the rooftops from a place of joy and happiness, then you are selfishly not giving the best version of you that this world is asking for. The world needs you at your very best. They are asking and pleading for it. And so you don't need to figure out, how do I make people buy what it is that I have to offer? The question can be shifted to, how do I let people pay me or serve me? How do I allow them the good fortune that comes from being a giver as well? Don't take that away from others. And the greatest way that I know that you can let other people pay you or serve you or do things in return is to simply ask. Now, I know you're on a journey of growth. I know that you're building not only yourself, but you're building a business and you're building relationships and you're building the kingdom and you're doing all these things from a selfless place. And we need the best builders that we can get. We need the best creators, the best thinkers and entrepreneurs. We need those who have, as Stephen Covey said, they've got sharp saws. And if you're not asking someone for a grinding stone so that you can sharpen your saw, or if you're not asking for someone to help you learn how to do that, then you're not giving your very best. There is more. There's more that this world is yearning for that you have to offer. And you've got to ask them to help you. It's shocking what takes place when you send something out into the quantum field, into the universe, and you let God and his angels, and you let that field reciprocate back what it is that you're asking for. I think that the level of our growth is in direct correlation to the level of questions that we ask, not only of ourselves, but of others. So, what are you asking for? What are you not asking for? Can you humble yourself and stop putting on this facade of just being a giver and become, as one of my mentors said, his name is Dieter Uchtdorf, he said, can you become a good and grateful receiver? Someone that can not only give, but also receive, as Jesus did. At the end of his life, a woman came to him with some very precious and ointments and oils that were of great value. And she poured these up on his feet and washed his feet with her very own hair, which was such a sacred thing to do in that Jewish culture. Women were not allowed to even show their hair. It was to be covered at all times. And yet she, in this place of vulnerability and intimacy, wanting to give something so sacred to her, to him. His apostles said, "What are you doing? Why are you letting her do this? Shouldn't those ointments be sold and the money given to the poor?" And Jesus didn't turn her away. He was a good and grateful receiver. And not only did he give his life for us, but he also taught us how to receive others' gifts of grace, others' gifts of sacrifice. And you can do it too. You just have to begin asking. And you have to get clarity on what it is that you're not asking for, that if you were to receive, it would just be a catalyst for your life mission, for that future self that you know you're capable of becoming. And you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait for a year or 5 years or 10 years or for retirement to go by. You can begin asking for those things now. You deserve them. If you feel like you don't deserve them, I understand. There have been times in my life where I didn't feel deserving as well. And there are some very powerful things that we can do to shift that mindset, to let go of those limiting beliefs and all of the emotions that are depressing your spirit, literally pushing you down. We can let all those things go. It's a very simple process. I've done it with hundreds of people, and we can do it for you as well. If that's something that you want to figure out, like, how do I get to that point where I believe I'm deserving to ask not only God, but the universe and others and family and friends for what it is that will fill my soul, I can help you. And I'll spend time with you. All you have to do is click on the link below, and we can spend 30 to 60 minutes together. And I'm here for you. Now, I'm sure you're thinking of someone else that needs to hear this message as well. I invite you to pass this along. Share this. Please like and subscribe. I'm asking you, please like and subscribe. As you do this, it allows others to hear this message as well. And it allows me to fulfill my life mission, which is to influence as many as possible in my lifetime, by helping them live a higher level of spiritual strength. That's my life mission. And I want your help to do so. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing this. And if I can spend some time with you, just let me know. Click on the link below. Make it a great day.